antiquity, there have been mechanics that have been lost to time, and I want them back, baby. Growing up, there was a wide assortment of games. There was always something with a new mechanic that was a little new, a little weird. You know, nowadays, most of these mechanics are dead and gone. I figured I'd set the record straight and share some of these ancient mechanical antiquities. Just to be clear, some of these mechanics could be considered mechanics, some could be considered design choices, some could be considered artistic decisions. I'm putting them all under the umbrella of mechanics because I don't give a flying... In case you don't know what a mechanic is, it's just a thing or whatever. And if you're a boomer, a mechanic is a guy that fixes a car. We are going to start with Wanted Weapons of Fate. They had a mechanic where you could straight up bend bullets. You'd hold right bumper or R1, and then you'd use the right stick to adjust the angle in which you'd want to curve a bullet directly into the enemy's neck. Right into their neck. You know what I'm saying, man? Cool mechanic. There's been a million frickin' shooter games since then, and literally none of them have used this mechanic. You know, it was a cover shooter, kind of like Gears of War, kind of like the early, Jason Bourne games that nobody remembers that were copying Uncharted, I believe.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
The next one is the Jak and Daxter series. Jak and Daxter.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to him?
They had about 1,500 million cool mechanics that are just straight up gone now. They had the roll jump. Come on. Best mechanic ever made. You'd roll, and then you'd press the jump button, and you would jump across gaps that were extra long. They had the double jump, dive, directly into the ground on your head, break your skull button. We just need more dive into the ground buttons. Those buttons are fun. There was a jet board that you could just activate and have on your back at any point. And it was basically like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You could do tricks, you could grind, you could do flips. Also, Jak 3 had the morph gun. It was a gun that you got right at the beginning of the game, and it had 12 attachments. You'd click through the D-pad and you could morph the gun into which type of weapon you wanted. The red weapons were power weapons. It was the shotgun. It was the wave converter. It was the grenade launcher. And then you had the yellow, which was the rifle, the long range. But the second degree was the reflexor rifle, and it bounced off walls. It was super cool. The third degree, you could shoot out a turret that shot at everything around you. Amazing. They also had a blue weapon that was kind of like the high-powered, minigun type thing. Straight up Terminator shit. But yeah, you could use it as a minigun. You could adjust it to turn into a electricity kind of beam cannon thing. And then the third degree, you could shoot a needler. Like you were in Halo. And then they also had a purple weapon, the Peacemaker, which was the strongest one. You could charge it up, one-shot kill anything. The second degree was a inverter cannon, or inverter device, so you could turn off gravity. And then the third was like shooting a nuke. Any game that has a one-hit elimination, Katana 0, Hot, what's it called? Superhot, any game that's a one-shot headshot, great mechanic. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, all of your weapons, you can just chuck them, throw them at the enemy. That should be in more games, in my opinion. Gwent. Any game that has a game within the game, a meta game. Witcher 3, giant RPG, you're going through the world, you're trying to solve all these fucking crimes and mysteries. You start to collect the cards, you start to go into every single tavern, or just you're chatting with some guy and he's like, hey, you play Gwent? And you're like, boy, do I. I love playing Gwent. You want to wager some money on it? So any game that has that, meta game within a game, layered within itself. Also, the mechanic of cartridges, bring them back. When you pull the game out because it's not working and you blow in it like it's a flute and you pop it back in and it works. Top tier game mechanic, dude. Bring it back. I'm trying to blow more, you know what I'm saying? Game crashes. Great mechanic, you're deep into a boss fight, you're about to win it, but you're like, damn, dude, freaking this is so hard, and then the game crashes. And then you have to reset the game. Great mechanic. Xbox 360, Red Ring of Death. Bring it back. A whole new console mechanic. You gotta go to the store, you gotta buy a new Xbox, you gotta drop hundreds of dollars. Great mechanic. Also, if you dig deep enough into the Elden Ring lore, you will find connections between the Red Ring of Death and the frickin' Elden Ring. You know what I'm saying? Metal Gear Solid 1. Controller port switch mechanic. Psycho Mantis. Bring it back. You're playing the game, the boss is like, yo,
I see that you enjoy Konami games.
I'm taking control. And if you actually want control, you have to pull out your controller. You have to plug it into the player 2 slot. We don't got that anymore because everything's wireless. I think there should be something like this, but you got to swap your batteries. And there's Psycho Mantis 2.0, and he was like, you must swap your batteries. And you got to frantically pull the batteries out of your controller. Bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. Something that's never been done. Bring it back.
I wasn't able to read the future.
God of War Rage mode. It went from being a staple in every single God of War game early on to a foundational mechanic in all online shooters.
Let the rage of the Titans fuel your blades.
All of them are raging. You get in every single lobby and everybody's just raging 24/7. Dude, you're a bad healer, man. What are you doing? Yo, bro, what are you doing? You suck, dude. Your damage is bad, bro. Red Dead Redemption 2, you could flip guns. You could spin them around just willy-nilly,
12 shots.
Flashy gun spinning. And add it to the game, just being able to spin up those animations. Bring it back. Bloodeborne. Every single one of their weapons transformed. Kind of like the morph gun. Morph sword. Morph hammer. Morph frickin' saw blade. Morph cane. Morph whatever else. They got morph everything. New attacks. The morph weapons, just bring them back, man. Everybody loves them. I've never heard a single person say they don't like them. In Fallout 3, you could straight up nuke a city that was part of the main quest. And then you could go back there and you could meet up with the NPCs that you met earlier, and they're all like ghouls. I want to see more of that. Whenever there's a game where you can just turn an area into a massive crater, and that's just the end of the game or the end of the quest or whatever, bring it back, Great mechanic. Bring in more claw mechanic. Both hands clawed out like a falcon mechanic. Quick tangent. Did you know that falcons, when they feel like their homes are being invaded by pelicans, that they'll fly out and they'll do a bill flip mechanic?
A skillful bill flip takes care of another.
We need to do more bill flips. There needs to be a bill flip mechanic. There's kind of a bill flip mechanic a little bit in Jak and Daxter. You gotta track down that big pelican that steals the precursor orb, and you gotta head dive onto him, and he bill flips that precursor orb right out of his mouth.
Quick! We have to get to the power cell before the pelican scoops it up again.
So we kind of got that, but we need more bill flip mechanics. Grinding on top of the water and sunset overdrive mechanic. You could just grind on the water. You know how many games there are and how many games you can't grind on the water? Kirby swallowing people. Imagine running around in Elden Ring and just being able to swallow up Margit. You know? We remote into the TV mechanic to get people to buy more TVs, you know? Bring it back. I really need a new TV, and the only way I'm going to get one is if I throw something into it and break it. VR running and diving into walls mechanic. There was a period of time where people were putting on VR headsets and they were freaking out and just immediately running and sprinting and diving into the walls. GTA San Andreas fat mechanic. You could eat cheeseburgers all day and you could just get big.
What's up?
Your fat to muscle ratio, that's what's up.
You get to run around as a big man. Bring it back.
But then they'd never met me.
In more games, you need to be able to play as Vin Diesel. Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay. Playing as Vin Diesel is a 10 out of 10. Top tier.
See this? It belongs to me.
S tier.
Now I have a car. The keys.
Mechanic.
Only the power to see through darkness can save you.
Bring it back. There was a game that Hideo Kojima made.
Boktai. The sun is in your hand.
Where you had a cartridge, okay? And if the cartridge was exposed to the sun, you got sun bonuses.
This is where the main use of the solar sensor comes in. You can use the sun to charge your solar gun.
Speaking of Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding. A game about an assortment of things, delivering items to people being one of the main things that you're doing in the gameplay process. Yet, there is only one mission where you deliver a pizza.
Make sure you carry pizzas properly at all times. If you do something stupid like turn it on its side, you'll ruin it.
More pizza delivery in more games, especially Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2, you better have more pizza delivery mechanics.
No one will ever stop me from making my pizzas.
Goddamn.
God of War minigame where you balance a vase on top of a table and make sure that it doesn't fall off. I mean, I like that one. Also, we got that Tom Clancy Hawks fighter jet game where you're flying around these fancy jets. And at any point, you could switch to a kind of pulled back camera where you had more maneuverability of the jet and you could kind of play it more like an arcade game. So you went from like simulation to arcade game. I think any game where they, you know, link together arcade and simulation in whatever game they're trying to make, it just leads to a more fun game. Bring it back. The South Park Stick of Truth game, you fart wherever you want. Great mechanic. That should be pretty much in every game, but it's not.
Is that you?
Back to Jak 3 again. Transforming whenever you want into an angel. Flying around. Stop in time. You know, putting your chest to the air and jiggling. Healing. And then at any point, you can turn into a demon. More games where you can dual wield golden desert eagles. You know, even if it's just straight up 2 eagles that you hold in your hands that are from the desert, that are maybe happen to be golden. You know, that'd be good. I would like that. That'd be a good time. There's been a lot of really good games out there and a lot of really good mechanics, and you know, I'd just like to see some of them come back. You know, they're fun. Bring them back. If you got any that you can think of, drop them down in the comments below. This has been the Mitchellverse. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, subscribe, like, tell your friends, and thanks for watching, man. See you guys later. Oh.
It is